Votre proposé au départ pour les épreuves féminines.
El juez de salida para las pruebas femeninas.
Our starter for the women's event, Stan Lefebvre.
Votre proposé au départ pour les épreuves masculines.
El juez de salida para las pruebas masculinas.
Our starter for the men's event, Peter Cooley.
L'arbitre pour les épreuves féminines.
Hi everyone, Steve Armitage along with Byron McDonald, and welcome to night 2 of our coverage from the Parapan Am swimming competition at the CIBC Aquatic Center and Field House just outside of Toronto. A really terrific, very entertaining night last night, Byron. There's no reason why we shouldn't expect more tonight.
Well, it was a very busy evening. There were lots of medals handed out last night. Mexico seemed to be the hottest country at the time, with a lot of finals again this evening. Starting out with the men's breaststroke, SB final, 9 final, women's breaststroke, same thing. There'll be lots of events
And the Canadian team got off to a good start, 7 medals, although I was talking to one of the Canadian coaches today, and he said you always expect more, and they are really expecting a lot on what they are calling Super Sunday.
Well, for the Canadians, it'll be like the Mexicans yesterday. The Mexicans came away with 7 gold medals and 14 overall. Brazil came away with 18 overall yesterday, and this is going to be Canada's big day. At least that's what the coaches are planning on. They think there could be as many as 7 gold medals in the offing. 7 might be a bit of a stretch, but 4, 5, or 6, certainly based on best times, look like it certainly could happen for the Canadian team. The Mexicans, yesterday was their best day. They don't have nearly as many medal threats today. So it does ebb and flow, depends on the swimmers that you have in the various categories. There are, of course, many categories here from S1 all the way up to S10.
The first event tonight will be the women's 400-meter freestyle S8. And here are the athletes for the first event. The women's 400-meter freestyle S8. And I use the term S8, and that means what, Byron?
The categories are used to describe different types, levels of functional mobility. And the S8 category is the swimmers who have lost either both hands or one arm, and athletes with severe restrictions in the joints of the lower limbs. Interesting for this one, that's the S8 category. Because there is no S7 category for Pan Ams, those athletes with S7, which is a little bit higher degree of impairment, are allowed to, in essence, swim up in the tougher category for them, anyway, the S8 category.
We have 4 Canadians getting set to compete in the women's 400 free S8. We'll have Canadians in 1, 2, 4, and 5 lanes. 2 Americans in lanes 3 and 7. It's 8 lengths of the pool, very much a strategic, tactical race. You can't afford to go out too quickly. You've got to have something left in the tank to bring it home.
And one you can see is on the left.
Here's the start list for the women's 400-meter freestyle S8. Tess Uthif, Sarah Melon, Sabrina Duchesne, and Morgan Bird representing Canada in this one.
There's Tess, the 16-year-old from Caledon, Ontario, made the national team last year. Had 4 fourth-place finishes at the recent Worlds. Sarah Melot from Canada, from Quebec City, 2012 Paralympian. Goes to attend school at the University of Laval in Quebec City. Also does paracycling. Is how she asked me to pronounce her name. Ahaya Lettenberger from the United States, only 14 years of age. Had a real good swim this morning and qualifying 3rd for the final. She's only 14 years of age. She won the gold already in the 100-meter backstroke here at these games. Sabrina Duchesne, another Canadian, 14 years of age, also out of Quebec City. Youngest member of the Canadian swim team here in Toronto. Morgan Bird, the 4th Canadian, will be in lane number 5. 21 years of age, was on the Paralympic team in 2012. Silver in the 50-meter freestyle at the 2013 World Championships. She is from Calgary. Lane number 6, Cecilia Geronimo from Brazil, 16 years of age. She won medals at the South American Games last summer, was 6th yesterday in the 100-meter backstroke here at the Parapan in Toronto. Mallory Wegman, United States, bronze in the 100-meter backstroke yesterday, was the SB Swimmer of the Year, Para Swimmer of the Year, and also Swimming World Swimmer of the Year, 2009-2010. Graduate of the University of Minnesota. Jess Hernandez, 20 years of age from Mexico, will have lane number 8. A full field in this one. All 8 lanes will be taken.
This is the women's 400 meters freestyle S8 final.
4 Canadians, 2 Americans, a Mexican and a Brazilian. That's the field for the women's 400-meter freestyle S8. Lane 3, Ahalia Lettenberger of the United States, Sabrina Duchesne of Canada in 4, Morgan Bird of Canada in 5. Those are the favorite lanes. There's Lettenberger. Gold in the 100 back here at the Paras in Toronto. A clean start in the women's 400-meter freestyle S8, 8 lengths up the pool.
And you mentioned clean starts, Steve. Unlike track and field, there are no false starts allowed in the sport of swimming, so it's very important that it's a clean start, because if it wasn't, you would be disqualified immediately.
And leading the way early, Morgan Bird of Canada in lane 5, and Mallory Wegman of the United States in lane 7, taking it out very quickly for a 400 free.
Well, she certainly is, and this will be interesting to see how she can withstand sort of 8 lengths of it. She's been known more for her sprints recently. That's how she won her gold medal at the Paralympic Games. She is one of the most decorated swimmers in the United States in the Paralympics, but she hasn't gone to the 400 freestyle recently, and she had a little bit of trouble on the last 7th and 8th length this morning in the preliminary, so this will be interesting. This may be a coaching strategy. Get out in front and intimidate the rest of everybody with your press clippings.
Sabrina Duchesne of Canada swimming in lane 4 had a 5:25.54 in the prelims. Morgan Bird was 5:26.95, and Lettenberger in lane 3 was 5:33.13. But it's Wegman of the United States first off the wall, heading back up the pool. 100 meters gone, 300 to go, followed by Bird and Duchesne in this women's 400 free S8 race.
Well, and there's Wegman right there out in front. She can look over there. She can look over on her right. She can see the Canadian swimmer. That's Bird, the Canadian. Had a nice, evenly paced race this morning. Held back the horses a bit. She was about 10 seconds off her best time. Now she's poised to start picking up and getting better towards the end. The question will be, Steve, did Wegman, the American, up in lane number 7 go a little bit rich on the way out? We'll know a little bit better after about 5 or 6 lengths.
That is always the gamble in a 400-meter race. Gamble that maybe you can take it out quickly and open up a lead and the others can't catch you, but then you've got to keep it going, and that's the gamble that Wegman has decided to take, and she is leading right now, but coming up ever so slowly is Morgan Bird of Canada in 4 and Sabrina Duchesne in 5.
And really, if you had to take a look at this, Steve, the last length that Bird has put in, it's been so much faster than Wegman's. You'd have to say that Bird is in a position to take over the lead and go for the gold medal for sure in this. But there's 4 more laps to go.
They're at the halfway point of the women's 400-meter freestyle S8 competition, and Morgan Bird has just taken the lead on the early leader, Mallory Wegman of the United States.
And Wegman, as we mentioned, was highly decorated. Swimming World Magazine, the Bible of Canadian and world swimming, I should say, was voted her the Para Swimmer of the Year in 2009 and 2010. One of the top athletes around, made a big move, but Morgan Bird has now been able to come back to her. But interestingly, Steve, because on the length we just watched, Morgan Bird picked up a body length and a half, but Wegman now is not backing down. She's found another gear, and she's able to stay right with Bird at this point in the race. Back in 3rd spot is the Canadian Duchesne.
Only 44 100ths of a second separating Bird from Wegman at this point as they come back up the pool.
And these swimmers would have trained, they trained for any race from 50 all the way up to 400 meters. Many of the para swimmers swim 5, 6, 7, or even 8 races. And so she would have been training for this one along with the sprint. So you need speed, but you need to do that extra training and endurance. And that looks like what Morgan Bird has got right now. She trains in Calgary.
She's going to touch the wall, turn over, and have less than 100 meters to go. Ahalia Lettenberger of the United States has made a move in lane 3, but it's Morgan Bird first off the wall, heading back up the pool, followed by Wegman, and then Sabrina Duchesne of Canada in 4.
So it'll be interesting to see if the second American can try to close on Duchesne, but the battle for the gold, in theory, looks like it's over, Steve, at this point. And you've made this kind of a move on an early leader that went out really fast and fell off. Really tough to catch Morgan Bird now. Morgan Bird looks in control of this race. Her best time is 5:18. You can see down there in the bottom, she's got a length and a half to go, a length and a third. The question really now is that up at the top, Wegman is starting to pay a real big price. She found that extra gear in the middle of the race when it looked like she was dying. Now she is starting to really hurt, and the second Canadian, Duchesne, is starting to close on her.
Less than 50 meters to go now in this women's 400-meter freestyle S8, and it's Morgan Bird of Canada leading the way. Wegman really dropping back now, perhaps paying a price for that pace that she tried early in the race. Morgan Bird of Canada in 5, all alone, leading by about 4.5, 5 body lengths. Just 10 meters separating Morgan Bird from the gold medal. Sabrina Duchesne trying to close on Wegman. Here comes Bird. Morgan Bird, gold for Canada. Coming in now is Wegman of the United States. She takes the silver, and the bronze goes to Sabrina Duchesne, the Canadian. Solid swim from Morgan Bird with a time of 5:19.33. That's a games record for the Canadian. Still swimmers coming in. 6 of touch, 2 more to come. Jessica Hernandez of Mexico and Cecilia Geronimo of Brazil. Hernandez at the top of your picture in lane 8, just a couple of meters to go. And her race is over in this women's 400-meter freestyle. And still to touch, Cecilia Geronimo of Brazil. But the winner, a very impressive swim, Morgan Bird of Canada with a time 5:19.33, a games record time. The silver to Wegman of the United States, and the bronze to Sabrina Duchesne of Canada.
This is a brilliantly executed tactical race. This is Morgan Bird now at the middle of the race. She was tied with that swimmer you see back in second spot. So in the last 4 laps, she was able to distance herself, become the only woman in the picture at the end. Great finish. And then you got Wegman at the top, the American. Minneapolis coming in second. And then Duchesne coming with a big loping breath on that last stroke for the third place spot, the Quebec City swimmer, 14-year-old, youngest member of the team. Sabrina Duchesne comes in third for the bronze medal. But Morgan Bird, great race, perfect tactics, new games record.
So the gold goes to Morgan Bird of Canada in the women's 400-meter freestyle S7 and 8 race. Mallory Wegman of the United States gets the silver, and Sabrina Duchesne of Canada picks up the bronze.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici les athlètes pour l'épreuve de 100 mètres brasse SP9 pour les hommes.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a la competencia final. 100 metros, pecho masculino.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes from
The swimmers are coming on deck for the men's 100-meter breaststroke, S9. And there's the start list. 3 Canadians in this, in lanes 3, 4, and 5, Elliott, LaRue, and Buckley. Canadian coaches thinking sweep, perhaps, in this event.
Lane number 1, Sergio Liberati from Venezuela. His seat time in the morning was 1:27. Then you've got Lucas Mazzella from Brazil. Lane number 2. 7 people in this 8-lane field. Lane number 3, Isaac Buckley from Canada, 21 years of age. Originally out of Oshawa, training in Montreal. Final in 2 events at the 2012 Paralympics. There he is. Started swimming at age 13. James LaRue, 17 years of age, from Canada. Specializes in the breaststroke. one of his first year early on in the national team. We've got Alec Elliott, 19 years of age. 2013 was his breakout year, was on the national team in 2014. He was in the Can-Ams. He said, I won 3 gold medals. I beat legend Benoit Huot on the national team. Matthews da Silva from Brazil, 21 years of age, won the silver medal in this event 4 years ago at the Parapans in Guadalajara, Mexico. And the final swimmer, in lane number 7, Gonzalo Dutra from Argentina. As we said, there are 7 swimmers in the field. Lane 8 will be vacant.
The men's 100-meter breaststroke,
The
S9.
men's 100-meter breaststroke, S9. Canadians in 3, 4, and 5. Buckley, LaRue, and Elliott, flanked by 2 Brazilians, da Silva in 6 and Mozella in 2. Two lengths of the pool. The final of the men's 100-meter breaststroke, S9.
And the S9 category is the one that have athletes with joint restrictions in one leg, double below the knee amputations, or an amputation of one leg.
And LaRue got off to a very good start in lane 4.
And he's got the best time by far of all the swimmers in this field. He is favored to win. He is a newcomer on the national team, so certainly he's putting himself in a good position to challenge. Way up at the top in lane number 7. Dutra's going out very, very fast, putting him in position as well.
They'll touch the wall. Turnover, less than 50 meters to go. LaRue in front, Dutra second, and Buckley of Canada sitting in 3rd place.
And the advantage in breaststroke is that you can pick up the pace, pick up the cadence. If you timed it right going down, pick up your cadence a bit and drive to the wall. LaRue with a very nice technique at this point. Driving forward, excellent control of the race.
And right now the Canadians are sitting 1, 2, 3. It is James LaRue with just over 10 meters to go. Buckley sitting in 2nd spot. Elliott's in 3rd. A possible Canadian sweep of the men's 100 breast. Here comes LaRue driving to the wall. It's gold for LaRue. Buckley is silver and Elliott is bronze. A 1, 2, 3 Canadian finish in the men's 100 breaststroke S9.
That was what the coaches wanted. That was what the swimmers wanted. That's what the fans cheered for, and that's exactly what happened. The sweep of the medals, very, very special. We saw that on the opening night. Mexico swept the women's race in the 400 freestyle. Now you got the Canadians sweeping the men's S9 100-meter breaststroke. 3 Canadians, 3 medals. Watch LaRue in the middle. Off very well. Now watch underwater. The big pull out, surge forward. And LaRue comes out right at the top, half a body length, a 3rd of a body length in front. Now look at that, way out in front. He's got a full body length on the field. Real good speed for Alec Elliott. Again, he's a breaststroke specialist. Doesn't swim a lot of other events like a lot of the other athletes. But if he can win, why not specialize? Now he's starting to shorten up just a little bit at the finish. And here comes in lane 3, Isaac Buckley closing. But he runs out of space. Gold, silver, and bronze to Elliott. So we've got LaRue, Buckley, and Elliott. Gold, silver, bronze. Well executed race.
A sweep for the Canadians in the men's 100 breaststroke, led by James LaRue, followed by his teammate Isaac Buckley and Alec Elliott.
You taught me a phrase yesterday, and I said I think tonight the start of this evening deserves that very special phrase.
Wowzers.
Holy moly.
Holy indeed.
Holy moly indeed.
The world and America's record in the women's 100-meter breaststroke is held by a Canadian, Jessica Sloan. She did that at the Paralympics in 2000.
She was a dominant force back in 2000, and that's why that record has not been able to be broken anywhere around the world at any of the Paralympic Games. She was an outstanding athlete.
And the women are coming on deck for the women's 100-meter breaststroke S9 category. 3 Canadians in this one. Sarah Gerard will be in 3. Orly Rivard. We're going to get a first look at a swimmer that Canada thinks will be a superstar in para swimming. There's the start list for the women's 100-meter breaststroke. Rivard is in 4, Girard in 3, and Samantha Ryan is in lane 6.
There's the Macarena Quiro from Chile, 26 years of age. She's been to 2 Parapan Ams. Sarah Girard of Canada, 17 years of age. She was born in China, lives in Montreal. Her mom is a judge, and Sarah said she is a big influence on her life. This is her first senior national team. There's Orly Rivard. 5 medals at the World Championships back in 2013. Her coming out party. Silver at the Paralympic Games in the 400-meter freestyle in 2012. The Para Swimmer of the Year by Swim Canada last year. Dani Jimenez from Argentina, 22 years of age, won this race in 2011 and 2007. Has to be the odds-on favorite to win this race, the 100-meter breaststroke. The third Canadian in the field, Samantha Ryan, only 16 years of age, first time on the senior national team was last year. She won some Can-Am medals in April in this very pool. And in lane number 7, next to Samantha will be Kiana Flores from Honduras. One lane over. And Kiana's decided she's not going to swim, it looks like.
This is the women's
Late scratch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swimmers competing for the medals in the women's 100 breast S9.
Two lengths of the pool. The women's 100-meter breaststroke S9. Caro of Chile is in 2. Sarah Girard of Canada in 3. Orly Rivard of Canada in 4. Daniela Jimenez of Argentina is in 5. And Samantha Ryan of Canada is in 6.
The seed times are all within about a second and a half of one another, so this should be a very close race. Jimenez has a little bit more speed. She's in lane number 5. Lane 4 and 5 are the ones that are surrounded by those yellow buoys. Lane 3 at the bottom is Girard.
And Jimenez is leading the field to the wall. She'll touch, turn over, and have less than 50 meters to go. And this the final of the women's 100-meter breaststroke. And at the wall, it is Jimenez, followed by Rivard and Girard.
But it is 2 lengths of the pool. We saw in the previous race, the men's race, that there was a rocket on the outside that went out very quick and wasn't in the medals at the end. So the question is, did Jimenez go out too fast? Or is that pedigree of having been the defending champion going to get her to the wall quicker? Rivard's going to have to pick up the cadence if she's going to catch this woman.
Jimenez was 6th at the World Championships a couple of weeks ago in Glasgow with a time of 1:22:45. And right now, she's got a slight lead on Orly Rivard of Canada. Just over 10 meters to go. They're driving to the wall. Jimenez of Argentina still in front of the Canadian Rivard. It is Jimenez of Argentina with the gold. Rivard with the silver. And touching for 3rd place in the bronze medal, Sarah Girard of Canada. So Canada taking 2 of the 3 medals, but they couldn't get to Jimenez of Argentina, who wins the race and sets a games record with a time of 1:21:36.
That was pure speed. Jimenez went out quick. Probably intimidated the field a little bit, everybody knowing that she's the defending champion, 2-time defending champion, and nobody could catch her. Off the blocks, Jimenez was off very quickly. Very good start for Jimenez. She's the top of those 2 yellow lanes you can see. But it was really the next 15 meters that Jimenez really pulled into the lead. Now she's got about a half a body length at the turn. As much as Rivard was able to close that gap just slightly at the end, she would have needed about another 25 meters because Jimenez was able to keep right there. Now Rivard is really picking up about a half a foot on each stroke, but she just runs out of space. So Jimenez keeps that early speed, translates that into a gold medal, Rivard 2nd, and Girard comes in for 2 medals for Canada. That's the bronze medal.
Terrific swim from the 22-year-old from Argentina, Daniela Jimenez, taking gold in the women's 100-meter breaststroke with a clocking of 1:21:36, and that's a games record. The silver goes to Rivard of Canada, the bronze to Girard of Canada.
already up to 9.
Pedro Rangel of Mexico is the America's record holder in the men's 100-meter breaststroke S5, and he is in the field tonight. He will have lane 5 in this final as they swim for the medals here in para swimming at the Toronto Para Games. Athletes coming on deck, men's 100-meter breaststroke S5. And there are 5 swimmers who will compete for the 3 medals. Here's the start list for the men's 100-meter breaststroke. Scott Patterson, the Canadian veteran, will have lane 2. 2 Brazilians in 3 and 4, and 2 Mexicans in 5 and 6.
A lot of experience here. Scott Patterson, the 53-year-old, competed at the 1988 Paralympics in track and field, the 2002 and 2006 Winter Paralympics in Salt Lake City and Torino. He's a double amputee from an accident in 1982. Adriano Gomes will have lane number 3. He's 42 years of age. He's been in 4 Paralympic Games, has several relay medals to his credit. In lane number 4, Roberto Alcalde, only 23 years of age. He's the newcomer on the scene. Hasn't been to very many international competitions at all, but he is the favorite to win this race, despite the fact that next to him, the Mexican Rangel has the America's record, but that was 9 years ago. He's now 35 years of age. Started swimming when he was 21. He won a gold at the Paralympics back in 2008. And Humberto Romero from Mexico, 21 years of age, rounds out the field. He has lane number 6. It's a 5-person field in the men's 100 breaststroke S5 category.
Two lengths of the pool, the final of the men's 100-meter breaststroke S5. Scott Patterson of Canada in 2. Gomes of Brazil in 3. Alcalde of Brazil in 4. Rangel, the record holder, in 5. And Romero, who elected to start from the water, in lane 6, swimming for Mexico.
And it's all arms, very powerful arms for these athletes swimming this method of breaststroke. And it's really a question of when you see a lot of swimmers from breaststroke, they breathe every stroke, but that would be counterproductive for these athletes. So you'll notice they keep their heads down and take 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 strokes in a row breaststroke before they come up for that breath.
Alcalde took the early lead, but Rangel, the record holder, is closing now as they come to the wall. Touch, turnover, less than 50 to go. It is Alcalde, Rangel, and Gomes.
The question now becomes, this is very demanding. One of the extra things that these athletes will be working on is real good forearm strength, because this is very, very difficult to do. There's no resting period. Constant turnover, turnover, turnover. And breaststroke, of course, is a very small pull. It all happens almost in front of your face, in front of your shoulders. There's no real big flow through like freestyle. So you just got to keep it up. And Will, the veteran, who's got Olympic gold behind him, will he be able to catch the youngster on the scene from Brazil in lane number 4, Alcalde?
And it is the youngster in front, but Rangel of Mexico is closing. Can Alcalde hang on? There's a great battle for the bronze medal, but we'll concentrate on the gold medal fight right now. And it's Alcalde of Brazil who's going to out-touch the veteran Rangel. There's your gold and silver. Now they're coming to the wall in the battle for bronze, and it's going to go to Humberto Romero of Mexico. He gets the bronze. But what a terrific battle between the veteran, the 35-year-old Rangel, and the 23-year-old Alcalde of Brazil for the gold and silver.
Well, it is interesting because I had some very youngsters, some 14-year-olds, but in this field, the 23-year-old is the newcomer and the new man on the block because he's really got very little experience. He's new to para-swimming, but he's got himself a gold medal. He gets in there. There's Shada Romero. He was the one that got up in the great race for the bronze medal. But it is Alque from Brazil that was able to use speed to get out. He had a lead at the turn. You see that right there. He's got almost a body length on the field. Can't make up a body length on the second rank. As much as Rangel is a veteran and he knew what to do, he just couldn't do it. He closed a little bit, but not enough. The early speed by Alquer brought him the gold medal. Now here's that battle for bronze. Up at the top, you got Romero, just going to be going to the wall. The Brazilian settling for fourth. Romero gets the bronze medal.
The 23-year-old outduels the 35-year-old in the battle for gold and silver in the men's 100-meter breaststroke. Alcal takes gold, the silver to Rangel, and the bronze to Romero.
Hashtag TO2015. If you want to tweet and you want us to read it out, just send it in. We'll try and do our very best. There you go. If you do send us a tweet, you might even get yours on our big screen as well. Send it in, use the hashtag TO2015, get the hashtag swimming in there as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we've had a few of our races. Have a big round of applause for all the athletes that have competed so far, and a big, big medal haul for a certain country called Canada. I've got Madison alongside me. Madison, I think one of the words we can use tonight so far is inspiring.
Definitely. I mean, last night Mexico had an excellent night, just completely sweeping all of the events, but I definitely see a turn of events.
Yeah, a little bit mixed so far. Mexico finished day one with 14 medals, of which half of those, that's 7, for those of you that struggle with maths like me, I had to get Madison to write that down. Half of those 14 medals were golden ones at that. They just picked themselves up a silver and a bronze. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into our medal ceremonies in just a second.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the women's 400 meters freestyle S8 final.
This is the victory ceremony for the women's 400-meter freestyle S8. The silver medalist,
Les médailles seront présentées par
States.
Las medallas serán entregadas por
Presenting the medals and the miniature mascot, Apache, will be Ms. Willa Black, Vice President of Cisco Canada, and Mr. Craig Spence, Director of Media and Communications of the International Paralympic Committee.
Bronze medal winner, representing Canada, Sabrina Duchesne.
She's only 14 years of age, and she picks up a bronze medal in the women's 400-meter freestyle. This is Sabrina Duchesne.
Trains out of Quebec City with Coach Joanne Jardin. As you said, Steve, 14, the youngest member of Canada's swim team. He said, I'd like to be a veterinarian when I stop swimming and move into the workforce.
But I've got a feeling that won't be for a long time yet.
She's getting to be pretty good in the sport of swimming right now, that's for sure.
There's Patchy, the miniature mascot.
medalla de plata.
Each swimmer receives. Mallory Wegman of the United States, the Olympic champion in the 50-meter freestyle, gets a silver in the women's 400 free.
A graduate from the University of Minnesota. Her occupation states that she is a writer. As we said before, she was the Swimming World Magazine Paris Swimmer of the Year in 2009 and 2010. 26 years of age.
De oro y campeona para Panamericana. Gold medal winner, Parapan American champion,
A couple of weeks ago, Morgan Bird was 7th at the World Championships in this distance, the women's 400-meter freestyle. Tonight, she is solid gold at the Parapan Ams in Toronto.
Morgan trains out of Calgary. She's 21 years of age. She has cerebral palsy, and that medal here is gold. She was silver at the World Championships back in 2013, so she's starting to get used to get to the podium, and that's a good feeling to have. Obviously, getting to the top of the podium is something very, very special.
Gold and bronze to the Canadians in the women's 400 free. Morgan Bird, the top of the podium. Bronze to Sabrina Duchesne. And Mallory Wegman of the United States picks up the silver.
That was absolutely brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, how noisy were you guys? And I think, if I'm right, you're going to get to do that all over again in just a second. Keep those tweets coming in. Denise says, Daphne, Richard, Denise, Sarah, Amy and Faye are all hoarse from cheering on their athletes. Go, 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 it says. Shirley says, Parapan Am Games, swimming, medal rounds, go Canada. Keep your tweets coming in. Absolutely superb. Megan was here as well, supporting her sister a little bit earlier on. Fantastic stuff. Keep the tweets coming. If you want to send us a tweet, how do you do it, Madison?
Hashtag TU2015 and make sure you include the hashtag swing so that we can find you. Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters breaststroke SB9 final.
This is a proud moment for Canadian para swimming. They've swept an event. The men's 100-meter breaststroke S9. Buckley, LaRue, and Elliott. LaRue leading the way with the gold. Silver to Buckley. And the bronze to Elliott.
Bronze medal winner, representing Canada, Alexander Elliott.
There is Alec Elliott from Kitchener, Ontario.
He had his breakout in 2013 with some gold medals at the Can-Ams and has parlayed that to a Bronze medal here at the Parapans in Toronto.
Miss Willow Black, the Vice President of Cisco Canada, handing out the medal, and Mr. Greg Spence, Director of Media and Communications at the International Paralympic Committee, gives him his miniature
Medalla de plata.
mascot.
Silver
Hatchet.
winner, representing Canada, Isaac Buckley.
Silver to Isaac Buckley.
21-year-old, a veteran of the Parapans 4 years ago in Guadalajara, Mexico, and the Paralympics, where he swam 6 events, made the finals in a pair of events. Originally out of Oshawa, Isaac started swimming at the age of 13.
Médaille d'or, champion Parapan American.
Medalla de oro y campeón Parapan Americano.
Gold medal winner and Parapan American champion, representing Canada, James LaRue.
The Parapan Am champion in the men's 100-meter breaststroke S9, James LaRue.
And he started on the senior national team last year, 2014, was immediately on the podium at the Can-Am Games in 2014 and 2015, and he continues that stride to the top with a gold medal in the 100-meter breaststroke, SB9. I should say it's SB9, freestyle backstroke and butterfly are categorized by the letter S, but breaststroke has a special designation because some of the swimmers can reclassify. So it's SB9.
A rare sight indeed at any sporting event where flags are raised in honor of the athletes. 3 maple leafs for Alec Elliott, James LaRue, and Isaac Buckley. Gold, silver, and bronze in the men's 100-meter breaststroke S9 here at the Parapan Ams in Toronto.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, fantastic start to the evening. A 1, 2, 3 for Canada. What do we think about that, Toronto? Yesterday, we were telling people that if they didn't already have a ticket, we were calling this Super Sunday. We called it Super Sunday for one very special reason, and that was because we all felt like Canada might pick up a few medals. You're up to 9 so far. Big round of applause for the Canadian team, and a big round of applause for all of the teams, for all of their medal hauls so far. And we're only at the start of day 2. Fantastic achievements by some so far. Keep those tweets coming in as well. Adair Barrett says enjoying some Parapan Games swimming with my little water baby. Keep those pictures coming in as well. Hashtag TO2015. Hashtag swimming as well. Kevin Winston's with us. A medal sweep. He sent us a picture as well. Peter says amazing races from Canada in the pool tonight. That's Peter Sandstrom. Robert Cumming. Yes, that's three, count them, three Canadian athletes about to receive their medals. Lots of people sending in their tweets to us. That's absolutely brilliant. Caitlin, Kayleen, you're all sending theirs in. Keep those tweets coming to us. If you see yourself on the big screen, show us how happy you are with Canada's 1, 2, 3. Give us a wave. Maybe do a bit of a dance. Good stuff. Keep those tweets coming into us. Hashtag TO2015. Hashtag swimming as well. Still got plenty more races to come this evening. Men's 100-meter backstroke final is coming up in just a few moments, followed by the women's event in exactly the same discipline. Women's 400-meter freestyle final to come as well. Men's 50 freestyle in the SA, followed by the women's in exactly the same classification. And you do not want to miss the mixed 4x50 meters freestyle relay race right at the end of the night. The relay races really are your opportunity to try and take the roof off of this wonderful building. Don't forget, if you are sending us a tweet, tell us where you've come from. Tell us who you're here to see. Lots of people posting their pictures of the 3 Canadian flags, or the 3 athletes. Blair Allen can't beat 3 Canadian flags, he says on his tweet. Hashtag TO2015. So again, if you're on our big screen, give us a wave with all these lovely people out here in Toronto, out here in the crowd. And they're all oblivious. They're enjoying themselves far too much so far here this evening. Mike Lloyd's here. He's at the Parapan American swimming finals, he says. Tell us where you're coming from. Tell us how far you've travelled, maybe who you're here to support. Stefan's tweet just says, sweep. Michelle says, proud to be Canadian with her tweet. Keep them coming into us. Absolutely fantastic atmosphere inside here so far this evening. Confucia says, I've been in tears pretty much the entire evening so far. What an incredible atmosphere. Keep those tweets coming in.
Bienvenidos a la gran final, 100 metros, espaldas, masculino.
The America's record in the men's 100-meter backstroke S13 is held by Nicholas Turbide of Quebec City, and he is in the field tonight at the Parapan American Games in Toronto. He will occupy lane 4. The Canadians perhaps again thinking of a potential sweep of the medals because Turbide is in 4. And on one side is Brack, and on the other side is his teammate, Devin Gautel.
7 swimmers in the field. Yorberth Jimenez from Venezuela will have lane number 1. He's 20 years of age. Lane number 2, Jonas Simon from Argentina, 26 years of age. He is actually an S12. This is an S13 race, but those with lower category numbers are allowed to compete. Lane number 3, there's Tyler Marack of Canada, 17 years of age. Wants to be an engineer when he finishes university. Just missed a medal yesterday in the 200-meter individual medley. Trains outside Vancouver. Here's the favorite, Nicholas Turbide from Canada, only 18 years of age, from Quebec City. First medal was last summer at the Can-Ams, and he just does not look beatable. He was a gold medalist yesterday in the 200 IM. And the game's record, a veteran, 24-year-old Devin Gautel, originally out of Antigonish, now in Montreal, graduated from Concordia University, 2-time Paralympian. Diego Cuesta from Colombia, also an S12, competing here in this S13 race. He's 29 years of age. He was 5th yesterday in the 200-meter individual medley. And then a real youngster in lane number 7, only 15 years of age, from Argentina, Franco Medina. This is his first senior tour.
Seven swimmers as we get set for the men's 100-meter backstroke, S13. There's Nicholas Turbide of Canada. He'll have lane 4, flanked by his Canadian teammates Devin Patel and Tyler Brown. Patel in 5, Brown in 3. 2 lengths of the pool.
Waiting for the official's whistle to tell them to go into the water. The official is looking back at the timing booth to make sure everything is hooked up properly. There seems to be a little extra long delay for some reason. They're looking into the booth again, the referee, trying to figure out what the delay is. The swimmers here are trying to figure it out as well. Now the official's going to walk out and check out the winners.
And while we've got this delay, we can perhaps talk about this special starting device that is new for the backstrokers. Just been allowed by FINA.
The referee is actually looking at it right now. It's a pair of straps that are anchored to the block. You see the gentleman is trying, you can move it a little bit up or down, depends what the athlete wants. And then you see those straps go down, and there's a small wedge that is right at the surface level. It has to be below the surface level. You have to be able to put your part of your foot in the water, so it can't be too high, or obviously you'll be totally out. There it is, right there. Good shot. All right. Now it's a little too low. So you want to have it right at the surface level. You just can't be way above the water because some part of your foot must touch the water on the start. But that little wedge allows you to then get clean purchase, as opposed to the touch pads with all the people pushing on them sometimes can be a little slippery and you might slip. So now this wedge allows you to get real good purchase and you'll be able to push off and have a clean start. We're certainly having a little difficulty with this one at this particular moment. I'm not sure what the headache is. I guess they're going to replace it and bring in a spare because there is nobody in lane 8 in this race, so he's going to switch it with the one over in lane 8.
And I would think this would be a little disruptive if you're ready to go and you're ready to race, and all of a sudden you've got to wait now. There's a technical malfunction at the junction.
It certainly is, and I think, you know, the more you compete in the nation, the more you're going to run into these types of things. So for the veterans, it's not going to be an issue at all. For the young 15-year-old over in lane number 7, he might have a little bit of worry, like I'm ready to go and I'm scared and I'm a little intimidated anyway against these veterans. So that's about where you want it. I would say arguably a little bit higher than that. These are brand new. It's only this year that they've been approved by the World Governing Body of Swimming. They were experimenting with 20 years ago and then went out of vote and never got approved officially, but now they're approved.
The swimmers entering the water for the men's 100-meter backstroke, S13. Brack of Canada is in 3. Nicholas Turbide is in 4. Is 5. 2 lengths of the pool. The men's 100 back.
Great start by Turbide. He really used that new wedge to its utmost and cleared the water on the start. And boy, he's already used that to gain body length on the rest of the field. This guy has really become a power swimmer in these last 12 months.
Turbide was 5th at the World Championships a couple of weeks ago in Glasgow, Scotland, and set an America's record time of 1:02.31. And the way he's scoring right now, his record could be in jeopardy. It is Turbide touching, turning over, less than 50 to go in the men's 100 back.
And he's on record pace. 30.5 will give him a very close run at that record. He might be just over it, but he'll still have a great world-class time at this particular point. In second spot, you've got the other Canadian, Devin Patel, and battling for third right now up in lane number 6. On the left is Cuesta against the other Canadian, Marac.
But it is Nicholas Turbide of Canada all alone. Less than 10 meters to go. Turbide will get his second gold of the Parapan American Games in Toronto. Gold in the men's 100 back. Gattal coming up to pick up his silver medal. Great battle for the bronze. Can Marac get by Cuesta? And it is Marac. 1, 2, 3 for the Canadians in the men's 100 backstroke. A second sweep for the Canadians. The first game in the 100 breast, and now another sweep in the 100 back. And a games record, an America's record again for Nicholas Turbide with that gold medal swim and a time of 1:01.64.
of the medals. That doesn't happen very often. To see it twice in one evening is pretty historic, actually, for any country, and certainly in your home pool would be very special. Look at that start by Turbide. Unbelievable stretch off the blocks. Great extension. Cleared the water, so less resistance. Those swimmers that can't clear the water have more resistance. He cleared the water, body length lead right off the bat. Look at the technique, perfect technique. Good shoulder roll, head steady position, powerful leg kick right to the wall, beating his best time by almost a full second, breaking that America's record. There's Gattel for second. Now watch this battle for third, and actually behind is Marak, but he picks it up the last 3 strokes, and he's able to actually just out-touch the swimmer from Colombia, Cuesta, to get that bronze medal and allow that sweep. There's Turbide on the left, Gattel, the silver medalist, on the right, and a sweep for Canada in the men's 100-meter back, S13.
Break out the brooms. Another sweep for Canada here at the Parapan Am swimming. This in the men's 100 backstroke. Turbide, Gattel, and Marak. 1, 2, 3.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici les athlètes pour l'épreuve de 100 mètres d'eau S13 pour les femmes.
Chelsea Gattel of Canada has the America's record in this event. That was a long time ago, back in 2008, long time as swimmers go.
Chelsea, of course, being the older sister to Devon, who just won a silver medal in the men's 100-meter backstroke. Chelsea had 12 Paralympic medals to her credit and is now working with the Pan Am organization.
Here's the start list for the final of the women's 100-meter backstroke. S11 through 13.
Lane number 1, Gomez Vasco from Colombia, 26 years of age. She is an S11. Next to her, an S12, McLean Hermes from the United States, only 14 years of age. Started to compete in 2010. She's from the Atlanta area. Annabelle Moro from Argentina is an S12, 3-time Paralympian. This also is her 4th Parapan Am Games. She has 8 medals to her credit. Raquel Viel from Brazil, S12, 32 years of age, competed at the Paralympics, won a silver in this event 4 years ago. Ana Palitero from Argentina, an S12, 18 years of age, was at the 2013 Youth Pan Ams. This is one of her first ever senior competitions. Natalie Alcazar from Mexico, an S13, will have lane number 6. There are 8 women in this field. Next to her in lane number 7 is Florence de la Vega, Argentina, 19 years of age, and S12 was in the finals 4 years ago at the Parapans in Mexico. Lane number 8, Aaron Benitez from Argentina, is an S11, 19 years of age. She said she also specializes in para track and field.
This is a race for the visually impaired, S11 through 13. It's the women's 100-meter backstroke, 2 lengths to the pool. And at the far end of the pool, you will see a group of people with long poles. And that's how the swimmers are told that they are approaching the wall. Look for those poles as they go to the turn. 2 lengths of the pool. The women's 100-meter backstroke. Again, they start from the wall. Viel of Brazil as the favorite woman in 4.
Off the wall, clean start. We should mention that based on time, seeding your best times, the fastest swimmers in lane 4, the second fastest in lane 5, and they just alternate in a V, and that's kind of what it looks like right now. Going according to the script, the fastest swimmer in lane number 4 is right now the fastest swimmer in the pool, Rico Viel from Brazil.
She didn't get the great start from the bulkhead, but she has really picked it up, and she is leading the field to the wall. Now watch the tapper come out and just nudge her on the forehead. That way she knows exactly how far she has to go before she hits the wall. Touches turnover, less than 50 to go now, and Field's in front with the women's 100-meter backstroke.
You've got a pair of Argentinians in second and third. That would get 2 medals for Argentina. Looks pretty clear at this point, but that may be the way it ends up. But these swimmers aren't just swimming to win the medal and then back off if they're pretty consistently out in front of someone else. They're going for best times, try to see where they are and establish those world rankings. Some of them were at the recent World Championships, but Beal is certainly trying to get herself a best time as well as the gold medal.
Less than 10 meters to go for Raquel Veal of Brazil, who is going to take the gold medal. Veal coming to the wall and touches for gold. The silver will go to Ana Pelotero of Argentina, and her teammate Annabel Moro from Argentina picks up the bronze. Coming in for 4th place, Alcazar of Mexico, and 5th place, Hermes of the United States. But the gold goes to Raquel Veal of Brazil in the women's 100-meter backstroke. Just touching now, Gomez Vasco to end this race, but up at the top of your screen in lane 8 is Benitez, another Argentinian swimmer. She's going to complete her swim in the women's 100 back. And there's the tap indicating that she is at the wall. Raquel Veal of Brazil takes the gold in the women's 100-meter backstroke.
Off the wall quickly, nothing really in between. Lane number 3 was a little bit slow, more off the blocks. Veal was able to save the push-off and come underwater fairly strong. Now you can watch good, again, steady head position. The head is not supposed to move from side to side to side. She's pretty good with her head position, starting to bend the legs a little too much at the end because I think they're tired. And then up in lane number 5, Pelotero is going to out-touch her teammate Moro for the silver and the bronze medal.
2015, hashtag swimming, that's all Twitter is talking about right now.
Raquel Veal, the 32-year-old from Brazil, takes the gold in the women's 100-meter backstroke for swimmers S11 through to 13. The Argentinians pick up the silver and the bronze, and that's a games record time for Veal of Brazil.
I wonder if those people who didn't get one are kicking themselves.
Probably.
We'll kick them too. We'll tell them to come in here. Be gutted if you miss this atmosphere. What a super atmosphere it's been.
Stephanie Dixon has the America's record in the women's 400-meter freestyle S9. And we saw Stephanie at the opening ceremonies in Toronto for the Parapan Ams. Swimmers coming on deck for this women's 400-meter freestyle S9. 8 lengths to pool. One Canadian in this race. Katarina Roxon, and she will have lane 5. Anna Johannes of the United States is the defending champion, and she will be in lane 7. Alan Sims will have the favorite lane, lane 4.
There's Imelda Gonzalez from Mexico. She'll have lane number 1 in this 8-person field. Next to her is Shanital, but she says call me Shani. Ince from Trinidad and Tobago was at the Paralympics in 2012. Won 2 bronze medals 4 years ago at the Parapans. But in the 100, she's stepping it up to the 400-meter freestyle. So it'll be a little bit longer distance for her to try to compete in. Genesis Leal from Venezuela will have lane number 3, 22 years of age, is a med school student, was a disabled athlete of the year in Venezuela in 2009. Next to her in lane number 4, Natalie Sims from the United States, 18 years of age, out of the Minneapolis area. Started swimming at the local YMCA when she was 13 years old. This is one of her first ever international competitions. She was here in April at the Pan American Championships, so she knows this pool. Canadian Katrina Roxon from Newfoundland, coached by her dad, Leonard, the St. John's 2-time Paralympian. 8 years ago at the 2007 Paris, she won 4 medals. 22 years of age. Camille Rodriguez, the 23-year-old Brazilian, will have lane number 6. She won a silver in this race 4 years ago at the Parapan. And here's your defending champion, one of 5 gold medals she won 4 years ago at the Parapan in Guadalajara, Mexico. Anna Johans, 21 years of age, from the Chicago area. Actually born in Kyrgyzstan. Naylin Gonzalez from Chile will have lane number 8. This 8-person field.
There's Natalie Sims. She'll have lane 4 for the United States in this final. The women's 400-meter freestyle S9. Bronze in the 100 freestyle at the Can-Ams in this pool this past spring. So she's familiar with the pool and its surroundings. Eight lengths of the pool. It's the final of the women's 400-meter freestyle S9. Gonzalez of Chile is in 8th. Johans of the United States in 7th. Rodriguez of Brazil in 6th. Roxanne of Canada from St. John, Newfoundland is in 5. Sims of the U.S. in 4. Leal of Venezuela in 3. Ince of Trinidad and Tobago in 2. And Gonzalez of Mexico in 1.
Well, it's very interesting because Johans, the defending champion, way up there in lane number 7, had a very slow entry time. She may have just not been in a lot of competitions to post a good time because she's in first already, and usually you don't get a lot of winners from outside in lane number 7. It's usually the fastest seat times that are assigned lanes 4 and 5, so this will be very, very interesting to see if she's going out too fast, timing her race, or if she really is back to old form, in which case she should be favored to win.
That is the trick in the 400 distance, not to take it out too quickly, to have something left, because it is a punishing and a grueling 8 lengths of the pool, and they are just about to complete the first 100 of this 400-meter distance. And as they come to touch, it's Rodriguez, Johans, and Sims setting 1, 2, 3. Katrina Roxanne of Canada is in lane 5, and she's sitting in 4th.
And as they were entering the wall, we were saying that in lane number 4, Sims is used to this pool. And that can be an advantage for you. You know the turns, you're just familiar with it, and when you come here, you're not getting overly excited. You've got everything on the deck that you're used to doing, and this is a very fast pool. Swimmers always ask me, coaches always ask me, even spectators ask me, what makes a fast pool? A fast pool is a pool that has less turbulence around you when you swim. So in other words, you have a wide lane, which is 2.5 meters. All these lanes in the same international competitions are about the same. But the key of this pool is it's 3 meters deep. That's a very deep pool. A lot of international pools are only 2 meters deep. And this pool specifically is designed to be 3 meters, so it'll be a little extra fast.
Camille Rodriguez of Brazil, the leader right now. She's swimming in lane 6. On her right is the defending champion in the event. That's Anna Johans of the United States. Natalie Sims is in 4, and she is being challenged by Katarina Roxanne of Canada in lane 5.
Well, this is an interesting development on this race because even Rodriguez was not favored to be able to challenge for the gold medal based on her best times. It's 15 seconds slower than the other athletes, but don't tell her that, all right? This is a great swim, and this is where, with your coaches, you've got to work on it and say, look, we're ready for a breakthrough here. Have confidence. Don't be intimidated by the fact that these other women may have beaten you in the past. Like, go for it, go for the gold medal, and she's made a brilliant move on the second 100, and it's all by herself now. I don't think they're going to be able to catch her. Up at the top, Johans, the defending champion, is starting to labor a bit, and the Canadian in lane number 5 has really had a nice steady build to her training, to her racing in the 400-meter freestyle here. Now she's on the 5th length and starting to pick it up.
Rodriguez of Brazil leading the field back down the pool. Johans, the defending champion from the United States, is in 2nd spot, and the Canadian Roxanne of Canada is sitting in 3rd right now, but there's lots of swimming remaining in this tough women's 400-meter freestyle, the S9.
Roxanne is really picking it up. She's got a strong kick going. She's got a good turnover going. I would say that Johans, the 21-year-old from the Chicago area, is starting to fade a bit because Roxanne's getting stronger and stronger. The student at Memorial University in St. John's, Newfoundland for Canada.
Off the wall, back at the pool. Rodriguez of Brazil leading the way, the 23-year-old. Now the Canadian has moved into second spot, and Johans back to third place.
And that's a bit of experience as well. I mean, Johans has got experience winning the 5 gold medals 4 years ago, but Roxanne's been to 2 Olympics, 2 Paralympic Games, so she also has been competing against the best in the world, knows when to time her move, and she timed that move brilliantly on the 5th length going down, and then the 6th length was great, and now she's pulled ahead, but Johans hasn't given up. She's staying in the race, Steve.
Rodriguez leading the way to the wall. She'll touch turnover and have less than 50 meters to go now. The women's 400-meter freestyle. Canada's Roxanne touches. She's in the silver medal spot right now. And then Johans, the early leader, the defending champion in the event, is in third place. But it doesn't look as if anybody is going to catch Camila Rodriguez of Brazil.
I like the way Rodriguez is picking up her cadence. She may not be as strong in the water, maybe hurting a bit from her move. Now she's starting to get a little extra leg kick there because here comes Roxanne.
Roxanne is really turning it on, but has she left it too late to challenge Rodriguez of Brazil for the gold? They're coming to the wall, just a couple of meters to go. Rodriguez of Brazil gets the gold. Roxanne of Canada picks up the silver. Johans, the defending champion, gets the bronze. And coming in to touch for 4th place is Natalie Sims of the United States. And 5th place will be lane 1, Imelda Gonzalez of Mexico. And coming in to finish her race is Lille of Venezuela. And just touching now is Ince of Trinidad and Tobago. But this race belonged to the 23-year-old from Brazil, Camille Rodriguez. We still have 1 swimmer to finish, and that's Gonzalez of Chile at the top of your picture, the 16-year-old, just a couple of meters to go. She touches, the race is official, it's over. Camille Rodriguez of Brazil gets the gold.
The S9 category is the one with joint restrictions in one leg, double below the knee amputations, or an amputation of one leg. And the winner in this one is Gonzalez, with Rodriguez, I should say, with a tremendous swim. Didn't panic early on, and used this nice, even flowing freestyle. Did a straight arm freestyle. A lot of coaches don't like straight arm freestyle in the distance event, but it certainly did not hurt Rodriguez. She timed her move at the middle, the second of the 4 last 4 quadrants of this race. Moved into the lead. Nobody could catch her, despite a fast push by Roxanne at the end. Didn't matter. Gold medal was going to that lady right there.
You got the feeling of watching this, had there been another 5 or 10 meters, maybe, just maybe, Catalina Roxanne would have been able to get to Rodriguez, but perhaps she made her push a little bit too late in this very tactical, very strategic race. Camille Rodriguez of Brazil wins the women's 400-meter freestyle S9. The silver goes to Roxanne of Canada, and Johans of the United States, the defending champion, has to settle for the bronze.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters breaststroke SB9 final.
This is the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke S9. That's Daniela Jimenez of Argentina in the middle of your picture, the gold medalist. Flanked by a couple of Canadians, Arlie Brevard and Sarah Brevard. And presenting the medals and the miniature mascot, Patchy, will be Mr. Octavio Londoño, former president of the America's Paralympic Committee, and Professor Mohan Menon, member of the Audit and Finance Committee of the International Paralympic Committee.
Professor Mohan Menon.
Médaille de bronze.
Medalla de bronce. Bronze medal winner, representing Canada, Sarah Girard.
There's 17-year-old Sarah Girard, the bronze medalist in the women's 100-meter breaststroke.
First senior national team. What a way to have a baptism in your first one. Get to the medal podium. Bronze medal for the youngster. Lives in Montreal now.
7th at the World Championships a couple of weeks ago in Glasgow, Scotland. Now gets to the podium here at the Parapan American Games in Toronto.
It's a good first year on the national team, that's for sure, for Sarah Girard.
Médaille d'argent.
Medalla de plata. Silver medal winner, representing Canada.
She had 2 gold and 2 silver at the recent World Championships. She didn't swim the 100-meter breaststroke. You gotta wonder what if. But that is Aurélie Rivard of Montreal, the 19-year-old, getting the silver.
And many of the people in Canadian swimming are saying she's one of several teenagers that are leading the new wave. There's some wonderful veteran presence. There's wonderful veteran presence on the national team, like Benoit Huot, that have 19 Paralympic medals to their credit, but they're retiring now. You need some new swimmers to step up, and this is one of them. Aurélie Rivard, silver medal here, many medals at the World Championships, silver at the Paralympics. She's going to be a mainstay for a while on the national team.
Medalla de oro y campeona para Panamericana. Gold medal winner and Parapan American champion, representing Argentina,
Clearly, she's enjoying the moment, and well, she should. This is Daniela Giménez of Argentina, the 22-year-old who was 6th at the World Championships, but here in Toronto at the Parapan Ams, she is solid gold.
And something you don't see very much in international competition in quadrennial games like the Pan Am Games. She is winning her 3rd consecutive gold medal. 2007, 2011, and now 2015. That's an
Mesdames et
incredibly long
messieurs,
streak.
l'hymne national.
Now the national anthem of Argentina for Daniela Giménez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Argentina.
Daniela Giménez of Argentina, the gold medalist in the women's 100-meter breaststroke S9, the silver to Aurélie Rivard of Canada, and the bronze to another Canadian, Sarah Girard.
There you can see on our big screen some very happy Canadian people so far here in Toronto. A wonderful, wonderful night. It's been here. Super Sunday. They brought a towel. I suppose it's a good place to bring a towel to a swimming pool.
That seems very logical to me.
Don't do logic. So keep those tweets coming into us. A fantastic night. It really has been. I know we keep saying this, but wonderful, wonderful evening so far. And there's still a bit more racing to come, don't forget. We've still got the men's 50 metres freestyle and the women's 50 metres freestyle in the S8 category. Lots more Canadian medals are up for grabs. I'm not going to lie to you, there's still plenty of opportunity for Canada to bag themselves some more medals here on what has already been a scintillating night of action on Super Sunday. Mixed 4x50 meter freestyle relay, 20 points. Just 4 teams taking part in that, so only one's going to miss out. Fasten your seatbelts.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters breaststroke SB5.
The athletes are coming on deck for the victory ceremony in the men's 100 meter breaststroke S5. 2 Mexican swimmers and the Brazilian will take home the hardware of this event. Presenting the medals, Mr. Octavio Londoño, former president of the America's Paralympic Committee, and Professor Mohan Minu, member of the Audit and Finance Committee of the International
Representing
Paralympic.
Mexico, Humberto
Bronze to Humberto Romero of Mexico.
One of his first major international competitions. Romero had an extremely tight charge to the wall to get that bronze medal, just out touching his rival Gomes from Brazil for the bronze medal in this race. Who will be going home. He's 21 years of age. He'll be going home with some hardware.
Médaille d'argent.
Medalla de plata.
Silver winner representing Mexico,
Pedro Rangel of Mexico, the 35-year-old who set the America's record in this event way back in 2006 in Durban, South Africa, settles for the silver.
This is his third Parapans. He's got a gold medal from the Paralympics back in 2008. He is one of the best breaststrokers of all time in the SB5 class. And the reason it's called SB and not always just S5 is that B stands for breaststroke. And because breaststroke is such a difficult stroke for the para swimmers to attain, they actually have a lot of S6 swimmers that can be reclassified and swim in the SB5 category.
American champion, representing Brazil,
The Parapan Am champion and the gold medalist in the men's 100-meter breaststroke S5, Roberto Alcalde of Brazil.
And this is a big breakthrough swim. Brazil has some very, very experienced and I would say older swimmers on their Parapan team, possibly because of Rio de Janeiro next summer and they're hanging on for that extra year or two. They don't have a lot of newcomers and youngsters. There's no medals listed on the resume for Roberto Alcalde from Brazil, 23 years of age, but now he's got a gold medal on his resume, and that's pretty good timing as he leads into the Rio Paralympics next summer.
Is now the national anthem for Roberto Alcalde of Brazil. It's a special moment that many athletes dream about during those grueling training hours. The anthem played in your honor. It was just played for Roberto Alcalde of Brazil, the winner in the men's 100-meter breaststroke. The silver goes to Rangel of Mexico, and Romero gets the bronze.
Brazilian names, and then the next day it tells me off because I said them wrong. But it's all right, we're fine.
Oh, lele, oh, la, la, oh, lele.
There we go, you see. Some people would have thought that was me, definitely wasn't. That was Victor Aspas. The happy Brazilian team, there's lots of teams that are happy. Certainly the host team will be over the moon, I am sure, with their performances tonight. Keep those tweets coming to us. It's been superb to be able to read them and take a look at them. So many people have been inspired here tonight. Maybe it's your first time attending a para-swimming event. Well, maybe you'll be back for more. This is what it's all about. Young and old, different classifications, doesn't matter who. They are very, very inspiring. Keep the cheering coming.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici les athlètes pour l'épreuve de 50 mètres libres.
Armando Andrade of Mexico holds the America's record in this event, 27.75. That was set in the prelims and tied by a Canadian, Zach McAllister. And those two will battle in the final of the men's 53 S8. As they start from the far end of the pool, it is one length. 3 Canadians in this. Zach Zona will have 6. Zach McAllister will have 4. Chris Sargent will be in 3. And Andrade, the defending champion, will be in 4. It's the final of the men's 50-meter freestyle S8.
It looks a little bit different. They do start on the right side of the screen on this one. They start at the other end where most of the other swimmers do their turns, but this is only one length of the pool for Angel Buchanan of Mexico, 23 years of age. 4 years ago, he won a relay medal at the Parapan Games in his home country of Mexico. Emery Muniz unfortunately lost his silver medal in the backstroke yesterday because he was disqualified. So this will be his chance to try to get back on the podium if he possibly can. Lane number 3, 22 years of age, Chris Sargent. Bronze 4 years ago in the 50-meter freestyle. He'll try to get back to the podium here. He's from Kingston, trains with legendary coach Vicky Keith. Zach McAllister tied that games record in his preliminary swim, 21 years of age, from the University of Lethbridge. And there's the man that tied him. Armando Andrade, Luis Armando Andrade from Mexico, 20 years of age, defending champion in this race. He won 3 gold medals 4 years ago. Only 16 years of age, Zach Zona from Canada, from Waterford, Ontario. You have the lone American here, Tom Miazga. 8 years ago, he won a silver in this event. Didn't win a medal 4 years ago. He's already got a silver medal in the 100-meter backstroke at these games yesterday. Nicky Pizalov from Argentina, only 14 years of age. He's out of Buenos Aires. Yesterday he swam the 100-meter backstroke and finished in 6th spot here at the Parapans in Toronto.
8 swimmers, 1 length of the pool. It's the final of the men's 50-meter freestyle S8. 3 Canadians, Sargent in 3, McAllister in 4, Zona in 6. The defending champion, Luis Andrade of Mexico, is in 5. The start is critical.
Excellent start in lane number 4 for McAllister, the Canadian, and also Andrade had a better start coming off the start. So both of them, the 2 leaders, are the 2 right out in front, right off the start.
They co-hold the record of 27.75, and it is Andrade and McAllister battling it out for gold in the men's 50 free. Less than 10 meters to go. It looks like McAllister's going to get the gold. McAllister pours it on. McAllister at the wall. He takes the gold. Andrade the silver, and Sargent picks up the bronze. But Zach McAllister, who tied the America's record in the prelims, takes home the gold when it counts in the final in the men's 50 free S8.
Well, the shootout at the OK Corral, he said his favorite movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, with Clint Eastwood, so he she showed some character getting up there, winning when it counts, not panicking, right to the end, off the start, watching the middle of the pool. The two fastest are out very quickly. Andre is a bit taller. He was able to come out slightly ahead. You can see right there, he's a bit ahead, maybe a third of a meter ahead of McAllister, but by the middle of the pool, McAllister was right with him, and then right at the end, McAllister is turning over, and reaches out there with his right arm. He's able to get in there just ahead of Andre. Watch this now as they get to the wall. Andre will come around real quick at the end, right there, but he can't quite catch up to McAllister. Down at the bottom, Sargent comes in for a bronze medal. Excellent job from start to finish. For McAllister, a new games record, a little bit of an improvement over what they did in the preliminaries. So to be able to do that twice in one day, certainly a good effort. His coach, Peter Shorey in Lethbridge, will be pleased with that effort, I'm sure.
He did 27.75 in the morning. 27.69 is a new America's record for Zach McAllister, winning gold in the men's 53. The defending champion has to settle for silver this time around. Chris Sargent picks up the bronze.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici les athlètes pour l'épreuve de 50 mètres libres à suite pour les femmes.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a la gran
The athletes are coming on deck for the women's 50-meter freestyle, the S8 category. 3 Canadians in this one, Triple B in 6, Morgan Bird in 4, and Sabrina Duchesne will have lane 2. Mallory Wegman of the United States will be in 5. She's the Olympic champion in the 53. Cecilia Geronimo of Brazil will be in lane 3.
1, Venezuela.
In lane 1, representing Venezuela,
Jocelyn Brito from Venezuela. She was 8th in the 100-meter backstroke yesterday at these Parapan Games. And number 1, lane number 2, Sabrina Duchesne. In the 400 freestyle from Quebec City, through the powerful Rouge Or team out of University of Laval. Youngest member of the team, of the Canadian team, was 7th in the 100-meter backstroke earlier. Cecilia Geronimo from Brazil. At the South American Games, she won the 100-meter freestyle in 2014. She also was in the 100-meter backstroke. So the lane 1, 2, and 3 were 6th, 7th, and 8th in the 100-meter backstroke yesterday, so they're very familiar and have raced one another several times.
In lane 4,
Morgan Bird, medalist earlier tonight in the 400-meter freestyle. She's out of Calgary. This is the 50-meter freestyle. She won a silver medal at the 2013 Worlds. This woman is one of the top paraswimmers in the world, swimmer of the year in Swimming World Magazine, paraswimmer of the world, I should say, 2009-2010. She was originally out of Minnesota. Isa Tripp from Canada, second youngest on the team, trains out of Kingston, Ontario, learned to swim at age 7. She has cerebral palsy. And in lane number 7, there are 7 women in this race. Karina Lopez from Mexico. She was 5th in the 100-meter backstroke yesterday.
This is the women's 50 meters freestyle S8 final.
We expect a battle between Mallory Wegman of the United States in lane 5, the Olympic champion, and Morgan Bird, the 21-year-old from Calgary, who has lane 4, women's 53 S8, 1 length of the pool. Start is critical.
Let's see who got the best one. Looks right at this point, lane number 3 got an excellent start. Cecilia Geronimo. But right now in the middle, you got Morgan Bird already right back and even with her, as is lane number 5, Mallory Wegman.
Geronimo, Bird, and Wegman at the halfway mark of the women's 53 S8. Just over 10 meters to go. This is going to be a great finish. Is it Morgan Bird who has a slight lead, challenged by Geronimo? They come to the wall, and it is Bird for gold. Wegman the silver, and Geronimo picks up the bronze in the women's 53 S8.
That was all in the touch. The start, Geronimo had a great touch. There's Wegman there. She'll have to settle for 3rd. But it was a great start by Geronimo. Bird was able to catch up to her, and then it was all the touch. Second gold medal tonight. A pretty busy and productive night for Morgan Bird out of Calgary. Nice. Nice position. Nice job. All right, watch here. Geronimo, lane number 3. 3 from the bottom. She will come out ahead. You can see her right now. Bird now surfaces and just about catches up to her by about 10 meters into the race. But at the end, it'll be just the timing of the wall. Look at the 3 of them to the wall. The Bird is a little behind, but she's going to get her left hand in there quickly. Geronimo takes an extra stroke with her right at the bottom. Watch Geronimo. She's ahead at this point. Look at her head, look at her shoulders. Morgan Bird's going to come around now with her left arm, and Geronimo is going to go left, and now another short little stroke. Instead of leaning on her left, she takes another arm pull with her right. That cost Geronimo the gold medal. That got Bird to the wall first and got her the gold medal.
And how close was it? Morgan Bird, 32 seconds flat. Wegman gets the silver, 32.04, and Geronimo gets the bronze at 32.05. A gold medal swim for Canada's Morgan Bird in the women's 50 free. Wegman gets the silver, and Geronimo of Brazil picks up the bronze.
So the poor touch was actually cost her not the silver. She ended up with a bronze medal for a poor touch. Geronimo could have won it with a good touch.
Well, as we say, we've got one more race to come. That is a 4x50-meter mixed freestyle relay, 20 points. That promises to be something special as well. Keep your tweets coming. All of the medals that Canada have had tonight. I feel like you've had your cake, we've put some icing on top, we've lit a candle, and then we brought you another one, just in case. So before we get started with our relay race, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for all of our individual athletes that have competed in individual events tonight. They have made your night complete. They really have. One more race to come.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici les athlètes pour l'épreuve 4x50 mètres relais mixte.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos al... Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a la gran final 4x50 estilo libre masculino.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're getting set for our first relay at the Parapan Am in Toronto in swimming. A mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points. We should explain what the 20 points means.
20 points is that you add up the categories of the 4 athletes, and they must total no more than 20. So you can have, as the Americans have done, you can have an S2, and a 6 and a 6 and a 6, and that equals 20. Canada has gone with a 6, a 5, a 5, and a 4. So that's what you have to be able to do. You must add up to 20 points from your classifications of your 4 athletes.
4 teams in this mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay. Canada will have lane 6, US 5, Brazil 4, and Colombia 3.
Colombia has 4 athletes. Starting there, we'll start in lane number 3. It's 1 length of the pool for all 4 of the athletes.
Colombia is going with Fuentes, Crispin, Lara Rodriguez, and Ramos.
And Brazil is going with an incredible veteran team, power team. They do hold the record, so they're going to be very tough to beat. They'll lead off with De Silva. United States, there's Canada's lead off, Adam Purdy, the veteran, 34 years of age. He actually came out of retirement. He hasn't been swimming for 7 years, came out of retirement last year. He said, I want my 2 children to see me swim on Canadian soil, so I want to come back and swim at the Parapans. And they've decided to have him lead the Canadian team, the veteran, out of London, Ontario.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the mixed 4x50 meters freestyle relay. 20
The swimmers can actually start from the pool if they choose to, and the Americans will lead with Curtis Lovejoy, a 58-year-old veteran. He's just getting into the water now, moving over his lane, which is lane number 5.
Lovejoy will lead off for the Americans. Sophie Herzog will swim second. Zach Shattuck will swim third. And Riley Boyd will anchor for the Americans.
So this is interesting strategy here because the Americans will be way behind. Curtis Lovejoy. Nothing against Curtis Lovejoy, the leadoff, the 58-year-old, but he's an S2, so he's not nearly as fast as those with less impairment mobility that have higher numbers.
The Americans will then follow with 3 S6s, so obviously we're seeing a little strategy here on the part of the Americans. Canada, as we pointed out, going with an S6 and S4 and 2 S5s to reach that total of 20. The race is called the Mixed 4x50-meter Freestyle Relay, 20 points.
Waiting for their teammates to get ready to go, and here we go. The referee likes what everything looks like. We're ready to go. Turns it over to the start.
This is the first relay of the Parapan Am swimming competition, the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points. And in the water for the Canadians, Adam Purdy. Curtis Lovejoy is in for the United States. Ronaldo da Silva for Brazil. And for Colombia, Moises Fuentes.
Well, the Brazilian, Ronaldo da Silva, has 12 Olympic medals to his credit. He is definitely the veteran. He's 36 years of age. Purdy up there, as I should mention, this is a freestyle relay. You can do other strokes, and Purdy is a better backstroker, so he's doing backstroke for Canada.
Sequences, you just got to make sure you get there.
In the water for Canada right now is Dan Murphy, 26 years of age, out of Halifax. He was 5th in the 100 freestyle, so he's right there with the Brazilians, which is a bit of a surprise. Joanne da Silva, gold medal in the 100-meter freestyle here in the Parapans, and a world champion in the 50-meter freestyle. So expect her to try to get Brazil back into the lead, and that's what's happening.
And coming gangbusters in lane 3 is Nelson Crispin of Colombia to get the Colombians back into this race as they take the lead. Jonathan Dielman will come in, make that Valerie Drapeau for the Canadians. For the United States.
The United States is still way down at the other end because Curtis Lovejoy isn't quite as fast as the other athletes, so the Americans are playing major league catch-up. I don't think they can catch up this much, though. They're way behind with Sophie Herzog in the water, still going the other way. You can see the Americans going the other way, and all three teams are now heading from left to right. Way out in front now are the Brazilians, as expected. They're the world record holders, so the idea was that how long can you stay close enough to the Brazilians?
That is Stephanie de Oliveira in the water for the Brazilians. She will touch, and that will bring on the great Daniel Diaz for Brazil to swim the anchor.
And the swimmers still have to be careful on the relay takeovers. Obviously, the swimmer in the water must touch the touchpad. It is connected electronically to the starting block, and they'll know if you left too early. But Diaz, the most decorated para swimmer in Brazil of all time, 11 golds at the Parapans 4 years ago.
And the Brazilians are going to wrap up a gold here. They have a commanding lead. The Canadians just touching now, sending Tammy Cunnington off. The Canadians are in silver medal position, but the Brazilians touch, and gold is theirs in the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay. Now the Canadians are going to try and get to the silver medal position with Tammy Cunnington.
Well, and we mentioned that the Americans were a full pull length behind, but look at how much they've come back because they've got the S6s now in the water, and they're going to go right by Canada. Canada has an S4 in the water, which has a little bit slower best time. The Colombians are back, and I don't think that they'll be able to catch the Canadians, so it's probably going to be the Americans for the silver.
This is Riley Boyd coming to the wall for the Americans to take the silver medal. The Brazilians have the gold, and the U.S. take the silver. Canada, with Tammy Cunnington in the water, will pick up the bronze. The Colombians coming on strong, but they will not get to the wall to knock Canada out of the bronze medal position. So it is Brazil gold, the United States silver, and Canada bronze in the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final race of the night.
Brazilians were never in doubt of winning this gold medal. It was really just a question of how far this coming from the anchor woman for the Canadian team. She was able to get to the wall in time and hold off the Colombians for Canada to win the bronze medal. But Brazil was going to win this race. It was just a question of could they challenge their world record or not challenge it.
Brazil will take the gold, the United States silver, and Canada the bronze in the mixed 4 by 50-meter freestyle relay 20 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, well done to all of our teams. Big round of applause for our 4 relay teams. Well done to them for finishing the night in just as good a fashion as we've had here so far throughout the evening. We've got our medal ceremonies to come once again. If you could stick around and show your appreciation and support for the athletes who have poured everything into tonight. And keep tweeting as well. Perhaps you can send us your highlight of the evening. Tell us where you've come from. All the athletes, big smiles on their faces. We are indeed heading towards medal ceremonies in just a few moments. Madison, you sit next to me all night. That's the loudest I've been so far. Yesterday was good. Tonight just blew that out of the water.
Tonight was very, very, very exciting, and I could definitely tell from you, but mostly from all of you folks in the crowd. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters backstroke S13 final.
A moment the Canadian para swimming fans have been waiting for. They sweep the medals in the 100-meter backstroke, S12 and 13. And this is the victory ceremony.
Les médailles seront présentées par
Las medallas serán entregadas por
The medals will be presented by Vice President of the International Blind Sports Federation, Mr. Joe Walsh.
J.D. Blaine, the chairperson of the IPC Swimming Sport Technical Committee.
acompañado por
Accompanied by Chairperson of IPC Swimming Sport Technical
Will
Committee,
assist in the
Mr.
medal ceremony.
médaille de bronze.
medalla
Nicholas
de
Turbine,
bronce.
Tommy Black, and Stephen Guttow. 1, 2, 3 for the Canadians. There's Tyron Rack, 17-year-old, about to get his medal.
And this is also special for the simple reason that he just missed winning a medal yesterday in the 200-meter individual medley. So the fact that he can now get to the podium gives him a lot of experience, something on his resume for sure. Last year was one of his first ever competitions at the Parapans in California. He's a youngster of 17 years of age, part of that new wave of Canadian swimming.
Médaille d'argent.
Medalla de plata.
Silver medal winner, representing Canada, Devin Gautel.
Devin Gautel picks up the silver medal for the Canadians in the 100-meter back. Yes, 12, 13.
Graduated from Concordia University, Montreal, now training in London with coach Andrew Craven. Second silver medal, picked up a silver yesterday in the 200-meter individual medley. He's now got another medal on his chest at home that features 6 other medals from the 2007 Parapan Am. So a two-time Paralympian, Devin Gautel.
Champion panaméricaine.
Medalla de oro y campeón para Panamericano.
Gold medal winner and Parapan American champion, representing Canada, Nicholas
And for the second time here at the Parapan Ams in Toronto, Nicholas Turbine steps up to get a gold medal. This one in the 100 back. really no doubt about this win.
Beautiful effort. He's a powerful, powerful young swimmer, only 18 years of age, out of Quebec City. Marc-Andre Pelletier is several swimmers at the elite level, both able-bodied and para swimmers, and this is certainly now one of the best para swimmers in the world. Nicholas Turbide of Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Canada.
Three flags raised to the roof here at the CIBC Pan Am Aquatic Center and Fieldhouse, and they all bear the maple leaf in honor of Nicholas Turbide, Devin Gottal, and Tyler Morat for their 1-2-3 finish in the men's 100-meter backstroke S12 through 13.
Brilliant stuff. Loads of very proud Canadians, I'd imagine. One stood right next to me.
This is you guys are a very lovely group of singers, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for the singing. Certainly 10 out of 10 for the atmosphere in here tonight.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters backstroke S13 time.
The women are coming on deck for the victory ceremony in the 100-meter backstroke S11 through 13. Two swimmers from Argentina and the Brazilian about to collect their medals and their miniature patchy, the mascot.
Médaille de bronze.
Pan Am, Parapan American Games here in
Bronze medal
Toronto.
winner representing Argentina, Annabelle.
There's Annabelle Moro, a 36-year-old from Argentina, who will pick up the bronze medal.
A three-time Paralympian. This is her fourth Parapans, and this is her 9th medal. She had 8 medals coming into this competition. Now she picks up her 9th piece of hardware. Was just beaten to the wall by her young teammate, who will now be getting the silver medal.
Anna Pelletero is the 18-year-old.
Morrow, satisfied, or happy, getting a bronze medal.
Médaille
in S12 in this S13 race, 12-13 race. And there's the woman's half her age. Her teammate, 18 years of age, Ann Pelotero, was on the youth Parapans in 2013, and now is on her senior national competition, and she's got a medal, silver medal, in the women's 100-meter backstroke.
I'm sure Morrow not happy having to settle for the bronze, but the fact that the silver goes to her teammate, a younger teammate, augurs well for Argentina's future in para swimming.
Médaille d'or et championne Parapan American.
Medalla de oro y campeona para Panamericana.
Gold medal winner and Parapan American champion, representing Brazil, Raquel Viel.
Raquel Viel, the 32-year-old from Brazil, is the Parapan Am champion in the women's 100-meter backstroke. Worthy of a gold medal, and it was a gold medal swim. Solid gold medal swim.
Raquel did swim in the Paralympics, and she won a silver medal 4 years ago at the Parapans, actually in a different event, in the breaststroke. When she's not swimming, she's a physiotherapist. After a race like this, I wonder if she can give herself a massage.
Damas y caballeros,
Might need it.
el
Sore
himno
muscles.
nacional.
Ladies and
And now
gentlemen,
the national anthem of Brazil for
Brazil.
Raquel Viel.
Mesdames et messieurs, les médaillés Parapan American.
Damas y caballeros,
Raquel Viel of Brazil, the gold medalist in the women's 100-meter backstroke, flanked by two swimmers from Argentina, Anna Pelotero and Annabelle Morrow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you might have enjoyed your evening here. If you're not done with sport, well, once all our medal ceremonies are done, you can go next door to the sitting volleyball for free. That was what we were like to say this morning. If you've got your swimming ticket with you, you are eligible to go next door to the sitting volleyball, absolutely free of charge. And it is Mexico versus the United States of America. Why not nick next door to the sitting volleyball, use your swimming ticket, and you will get in. It's in the same venue, and you'll get in for free.
Mesdames et messieurs, si vous voulez, avec votre billet pour la natation, vous pouvez aller au complexe sportif pour aller voir du volleyball pour un frais gratuit. Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
damas y caballeros, con ustedes la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the women's 400 meters freestyle S9 final.
The athletes and dignitaries are coming on deck for the victory ceremony in the women's 400-meter freestyle S9. Dr. Robert Stedman, a lifetime member of the International Paralympic Committee, and will be assisted by Mr. Chris Waddell, Paralympic Ambassador. There are your medalists.
Les médailles seront présentées par
Rodriguez of Brazil,
Las medallas serán
Roxanne of
entregadas
Canada,
por
Joanna Johans.
The medals will be presented by lifetime member of the International Paralympic Committee, Dr. Robert Stedman.
Chris Waddell and Robert Stedman.
accompagné par
acompañado por
Accompanied by Paralympic Ambassador, Mr. Chris Waddell.
médaille de bronze.
medalla de bronce.
She came in as the defending champion, but Anna Johans of the United States could not defend her title in the women's 400-meter freestyle S9, and this time around has to settle for bronze medal. She won 5 golds 4 years ago in Guadalajara.
She went out quick, but she couldn't quite hold that pace and had to settle for 3rd place. Born in Kyrgyzstan, she was actually adopted, moved to the States at age 2. Now lives in Chicago and is DeVry University. 3rd spot, women's 400-meter freestyle, 21 years of age.
And she gets Apache from Chris Waddell. Apache, the porcupine, the 41 quills on his back, representing the 41 nations taking part in
Médaille
the
d'argent.
Pan Am Games and
Medalla
Parapan
de
American Games
plata.
in Toronto.
Silver medal winner representing Canada, Katarina
Katarina Roxanne, the pride of St. John's, Newfoundland, gets a silver for her swim in the women's 400-meter freestyle.
Very interesting. She's coached by her dad, Leonard, in St. John's, student at Memorial University, 2-time Paralympian, was closing like a freight train in this race, just ran out of room to get that gold medal, to get the leader that ended up with the gold medal, Rodriguez from Brazil. But a very, very well-paced swim. Good job for Katrina Roxanne. Well earned silver medal.
Médaille d'or et championne para-panaméricaine.
Medalla de oro y campeona para Panamericana.
gold medal winner and Parapan American champion, representing Brazil, Camila Rodriguez.
4 years ago, she managed the silver in this event in Guadalajara. Now it's solid gold for Camille Rodriguez of Brazil.
Great tactical race. She stayed back in the first 100 meters and then made a nice move in the second 100 meters, extended her lead in the third 100 meters, and then started to run out of gas a little bit at the end, and the Canadian Roxanne almost caught her, but not quite, because she had such a good lead that she developed in the middle part of the race. Great tactics. Camille Rodriguez moves up from silver to gold in 4 years.
And for Camille,
Mesdames
the
et messieurs,
Brazilian
l'hymne
national
national.
anthem in honor
Damas y
of the
caballeros,
win
el
in the
himno
400
nacional.
S9.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Brazil.
Mesdames et messieurs, les médailles para-panaméricaines.
Damas y caballeros, con ustedes, las medallistas para Panamericanas.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Parapan American medalists.
Rodriguez, Roxanne, and Johans the medalists in the women's 400-meter freestyle.
So again, don't forget, when you do eventually make your way out, you can go to the sitting volleyball, which is in the same venue, absolutely free of charge. Just use your swimming ticket at the entrance, and you can watch Mexico versus the United States of America. But do stick around. We've got, well, a couple of renditions of the Canadian national anthem still to come, and we've also got the relay medals to give out as well. Lots of people with their Canada shirts on, and they ain't going nowhere. Couple of contenders for beard of the evening. Nice. Is that a thing? We'll make it a thing tomorrow.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the men's 50 meters freestyle S8 final.
The victory ceremony for the men's 50-meter freestyle S8. And what a race this was. Expected showdown between the Mexican and the Canadian, and they did not disappoint.
Médaille de bronze.
Luis Andrade of Mexico on the left, and front and center Zach McAllister, flanked by his Canadian teammate Chris Sargent. And 4 years ago in Guadalajara, Chris was bronze in this event, and he stays bronze. But I'm sure this one's a little bit more special because it's at home.
Well, and he's improving and getting better. Just the problem is, so is gold and silver. It's getting harder to get to the top of the podium. So Chris Sargent out of Kingston, Ontario, trains with Vicky Keys, has cerebral palsy. He's in the S8 category. Bronze 4 years ago. He attended the World Championships in 2010 and 2013. He was 5th in the 100 backstroke a bit earlier in the competition, but now he's on the podium.
Chris Waddell, Paralympic ambassador, presenting the miniature souvenir, Patchy. Presenting the medals, Dr. Robert Stedward, lifetime member of the International Paralympic Games. Bronze to Chris Sargent from Kingston, Ontario. He came to Toronto as the defending champion in the men's 50 S8. And this time, Luis Andrade of Mexico, the 20-year-old, has to settle for a silver medal.
He had 3 gold medals 4 years ago, so we're going to see him in a couple more events, actually. Luis Armando Andrade, excellent swim. He was just couldn't quite get to the wall as quick as his rival, Zach McAllister. Broke the game's record in the preliminaries. And basically was right on that time again, but the problem was this man was a little bit quicker.
Medalla de oro y campeón para Panamericano.
Gold medal winner and Parapan American champion in America's record time, representing Canada, Zach McAllister.
The Parapan Am champion in the men's 50 free S8 and gold medalist from Lethbridge, Alberta, Zach McAllister. He did it with America's record time of 27.69, breaking his old record of 27.75.
And he only won by a little over a tenth of a second, so it was the little things that counted. Good start, solid in the middle, nice touch, and that was got him to the wall. He is a Paralympian. He was at the Paralympics. He was actually the first ever student at the University of Lethbridge to ever participate in the Paralympics or Olympic Games. In Lethbridge, Alberta, Zach McAllister.
Mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne national.
And Ode Canada.
Damas y caballeros, el himno nacional.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Canada.
Zach McAllister, gold medalist in the men's 50-meter freestyle S8. His teammate Chris Sargent picks up the bronze, and the silver goes to the defending champion Luis Andrade of Mexico.
So a few more medal ceremonies to come, and another chance to hear that Canadian anthem straight away, Madison. Back-to-back
One last
Canadian
time.
anthems, eh? Still got plenty of very happy locals here in the stands. They've got their flags, they've got their tees, and they've got their banners. Look at this homemade one. Another bit of glitter being used. The stationery stores of Canada are being depleted day by day. Lots of people making homemade banners.
I'm appreciating the amount of glitter we've seen today at the pool.
Love a nice bit of glitter, that's always good. The brightly coloured Team USA t-shirts are still in the building.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the women's 50 meters freestyle S8 final.
This is the victory ceremony for the women's 50-meter freestyle S8. One of the closest finishes we've seen so far at the Parapan Am swimming here in Toronto. Morgan Bird wins it. Time at 32 seconds flat. The silver medalist was 32:04, and the bronze medalist was 32:05. It just doesn't get closer than that. Patrick Jarvis, deputy board member of the International Paralympic Committee.
Director of Media and Communications for the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Craig Spence.
Médaille de bronze.
The medal presenters being introduced here at the CIBC Pan Am Aquatic Center Field House. Getting set to receive the bronze from Brazil, the 16-year-old Cecilia Geronimo, the women's 53 SA.
Young 16-year-old Cecilia had a great swim, really went out after it, but made just a small little mistake at the end. She really could have won the gold medal. She was ahead of both the other two swimmers, but she came around with another arm stroke when she got real close to the wall. And when you've got three women touching within 5/100 to the second, unfortunately, if you make a little mistake like she did, you're going to end up with the bronze medal. But you still get the bronze medal. Nothing wrong with that. You're only 16. The woman that beat you had a lot more experience. Watch for this woman 4 years from now in the next Parapans in Peru. I bet she'll be challenging to the top of the podium.
There's Mallory Wegman of the United States, the 26-year-old, 13 gold medals at the World Championships, the Olympic champion in the 50-meter freestyle. Here she has to settle for silver, 4/100ths of a second behind the winner. Mallory Wegman of the U.S.
One of the most outstanding para swimmers in the world. She was paralyzed in 2008 from the waist down because she was having back problems, had an epidural, and it didn't work properly and left her paralyzed from the waist down. University of Minnesota graduates.
Gold medal winner, Parapan American
the Parapan Pan Am champion in the women's 50 free, the gold medalist from Calgary, Morgan Bird.
Well, she's at both ends of the spectrum, a gold medal in the 50-meter free and starting the evening out with a gold medal in the 400-meter freestyle. That's a real tough double to find that kind of speed and yet that kind of endurance. And yet Morgan Bird can do that. She trains in Calgary. She's a veteran of Paralympics and the World Championships recently, only 21 years of age. Great performance by Morgan here for the Canadian team.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A performance that
of Canada
deserves no count. Oh, Canada, played in honor of Morgan Bird, the gold medalist in the women's 50 free S8.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The silver to Mallory Wegman of the United States, the Olympic champion, and the bronze to Cecilia Geronimo of Brazil.
So another reminder that you can always join us again tomorrow. Get yourself here for day number 3. And if you've not done all the sporting action here on Super Sunday, nip next door to the sitting volleyball. I say nip, go next door. Nip is a very English expression, I'm sure. Go next door to the sitting volleyball. You can get in with your swimming ticket for free. There's one more medal ceremony to come. You wouldn't mind sticking around for that. Show your appreciation. And there's a few more Home Nation medals to come out of that event as well. So one more medal ceremony to come. And if you're not done for the evening, why not go next door and see the sitting volleyball? Currently, United States of America playing Mexico. We've been enjoying your tweets all the way through the course of the day as well. Thank you very much.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles.
Damas y caballeros, la ceremonia de premiación.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the victory ceremony for the mixed 4x50 meters freestyle relay.
This is the victory ceremony for the mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, 20 points. And the reason they tack 20 points at the end of that
Is that the total number of the categories of the athletes in your relay cannot exceed 20. So for simple math, if you have 4 swimmers that are S5, 4 times 5 is 20, you're fine. But if you happen to have 4 swimmers that are S6, obviously that's 24 points and you would be disqualified. So Canada had a couple of S5s, an S6 and an S4. The Americans had an S2 and 3 S6s. So the lead changed hands a couple of different times because of the different categories.
Adam Purdy, Dan Murphy, Val Drapeau, and Tammy Pennington. the bronze medalist for Canada in this mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points.
That's Adam Purdy right there, the 34-year-old. We mentioned that he's come out of retirement so he could swim in the Pan Ams. Wanted to have his children watch him swim. He's got 2 young children. 3-time Olympian. That's Dan Murphy, 26 years of age, out of Halifax, Sackville. Valerie Drapeau, 29-year-old out of Montreal, was 6th in the 100-meter freestyle. She's now got a bronze medal. And the anchor woman, Tammy Cunnington, 39 years of age, Red Deer, Alberta. Bronze in the 100-meter freestyle yesterday at the Parapans.
Bronze medalist in the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, Canada. And the silver medal goes to the United States. Curtis Lovejoy, Sophie Herzog, Zach Shattuck, and Riley Boyd. And we question the American strategy of leading off with Curtis Lovejoy, who is an S2. That put them in a bit of a hole. Not to take anything away from Curtis's effort, but he's just not in the same category as the 3 remaining U.S. swimmers who were all S6, but they really picked it up.
Certainly, at one point they were 45 seconds behind the Canadians and then made it up through the back end of it. But you know, winning medals obviously doesn't get old. Curtis Lovejoy is enjoying it. He's 58 years of age. On the far left, he was the first, the leadoff man. Sophie Herzog was second, the 18-year-old, and the 16-year-old, Zach Shattuck. And the anchor woman, Riley Boyd, 19 years of age. She's out of Colorado. 2 Coloradans, and Zach Shattuck, the other guy, is from Maryland.
Curtis Lovejoy can't stop smiling. Silver medal for the Americans in the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points.
Gold medal winners and Parapan American champions, Brazil.
The powerhouse Brazilians take the gold in the mixed relay. They were the world and America's record holders coming in, and they did not disappoint. They had a loaded team, all S5s. Estefany de Oliveira, the great Daniel Diaz, Joanna da Silva, and Clodoaldo da Silva.
And the first one to get the medals was the leadoff man, Clodoaldo da Silva. He has 12 Olympic medals to his credit. Follow that up with Joanna da Silva. She won the 100-meter freestyle here at these Parapans. She's the world champ in the 50 free, so there's great power for you. Then you got Estefany de Oliveira. She won the silver medal here in the 100-meter freestyle. So there was no chance anybody was touching the Brazilians. And there, you have the most decorated ever para swimmer from Brazil. 11 gold medals at the Parapans 4 years ago. 27-year-old Daniel Diaz. He was their anchor, but they were so far out in front that he could have cruised on and they would have still won. They're just over their world record. Excellent performance here at the Parapans for the Brazilian powerhouse sprinters.
They are great sprinters in able-bodied swimming, and they have certainly shown us they do the same in para swimming. The gold medalist in the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, Brazil. Now, the Brazilian national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Brazil.
Brazil, the United States, and Canada. 1, 2, 3. In the mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, 20 points.
Mesdames et messieurs,
Ladies and gentlemen, 2006 Paralympic Games.
Mesdames et messieurs,